Married at First Sight Australia, episode 29 and 30. In the words of Olivia, as far as empathy is concerned, I don't have it in me. Did you hear those words? Ooh, the witch. Alessandra, I would not have wasted my breath. She's evil. That resting bitch face? There's no sympathy behind that. She's the devil, reincarnated. Again, she made Dominica cry. Going around showing off this OnlyFans picture of her. She knew exactly what she was doing. Sending it to Selena or whoever else she sent it to. She knew exactly what she was doing. Stop telling your barefaced lies. You keep doing it. Every week you're telling a lie after lie after lie. I hope Jackson wakes up. Because right now Jackson is looking like a drip to me. He has no balls. No backbone. I'm not feeling him right now. He's looking very weak. But I'm not here to talk about the dinner party or the commitment ceremony. We all saw that. I just wish John would have grilled her a bit more though. I really wanted her ass handed to her. That's really what I would have liked to have seen. Her ass handed to her. But apart from that, we did see Sam and Al leave. It's a pity they didn't work out, but we knew from the beginning it wasn't going to happen. Sam, I'm so sorry to see her leave and to not find the man of her dreams, but I wish her well. Fast forward on to Reflection Week. I remember Mitch saying something whilst him and Ella were in bed the following morning about Olivia and Jackson's relationship. And he said something about Olivia needing to release the demons out of her. Something along those lines. And I thought, oh, that's exactly the right words. Demons. She's got plenty of them. And then he mentioned something about once they leave the experiment, he's hoping that Jackson wakes up to her backbiting ways and, yeah, sees her for who she really is. And yes, he's 100% correct on that one. And yet, on the other hand, I still don't trust Mitch. His relationship with Ella. He makes out like Ella's the one that's insecure. And the way I look at it, it's all about him. He, I would describe, is very much a gaslighter. The issue isn't about her, it's about him. She wants to know where she stands. She wants to know what's going to happen outside of the experiment. Is he planning to move? Is she planning to move? Are they going to do this long distance relationship? I really don't see it working. Just like Ella's brother said, he can't see it. And he hit the nail right on the head as far as I'm concerned. I can't see it either. We also saw a task where Ella had 5 minutes permission to run through his phone. He gave her the permission to run through the phone, and there was one particular folder that she wanted to go into that he wouldn't allow her to. She needed a password or something. And she was asking, what's behind there? Have you got your ex-girlfriends behind there? Or are they nude photos or so forth? Question. Like I said, he's got a lot of secrets. Something's not quite, doesn't sit right with me where he's concerned. From the beginning, I've said it. And it just hasn't left me. It just hasn't left me. I still feel the same about him. Yeah. I think, never mind Olivia having demons, I think he's got some of his own too. Moving on to Tamara and Brent. Their task was do first impressions last. Now, when they watched their videos, yeah, the usual of the wedding day, what their first impressions were of each other. You know what? I don't care how you look at this couple. I am not convinced. Tamara is not into Brent. It doesn't matter how much you may try to present it in such a way. Even when you saw them sitting on the couch at the commitment ceremony, every week, to be honest, when they sit on the couch at the commitment ceremony, these two do not sit like a couple in love. They're very separate. He will sit back on the sofa. She sits slightly forward and slightly away from him. That's what I've noticed. Every single commitment ceremony, that is what I've noticed. These two are very separate entities. I don't know why she even said yes. Why she said to stay. Because I know she's not into him. I don't care what anybody tells me. They may go into the final vows saying yes. But I don't care. Because outside of this experiment, they are not going to work. I'm going to keep it simple. They're not going to work. Moving on to Cody and Selena. They too had the same task in regards to first impressions. Ooh, that one was hard to watch. Did you see how desperate she looked on camera? And then you saw Cody interpretation of her when he first met her. She wasn't quite what he was looking for. She wasn't the blonde surfer type chick that he would normally go for. And all the whole 9 yards. Ooh, her face. She couldn't hide it. She couldn't hide it. It brought her right back to the beginning. She's thinking, am I really what he wants? Even with Cody's homestay, we saw the awkwardness of the whole family. Him with his mother, him with his stepdad. The only one he seemed to get on with was the uncle. But then the uncle was talking about how he didn't show any affection to his kids. And how the men in the family are very, very shut off in that way. Ugh. That was hard to watch. Who would want to be in a relationship with people like that? There lies the problem. To be honest, I don't really understand why he's in the experiment. Because people like that need therapy first. I'm sorry to say, I can't see this working. She's got her own issues. And so does he. Especially him. She's just holding on for dear life. He has a way of throwing a spanner in the works that makes her take 10 steps back and question herself all over again. Oh, this is dreadful. He's not ready. He needs therapy. Enough about those two. Let's fast forward to Dominica and Jack and Olivia and Jackson. Did you see the letters they had to write to each other as a couple in regards to the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Woo! This one was the one that had me on the edge of my seat. To be honest, the letter that Olivia and Jackson wrote to Dominica and Jack, I found was quite straightforward. It was more about meeting Jack's needs instead of Dominica, because as far as they're concerned, it's always been about Dominica. So they're looking at Jack and they asked Jack to note down 3 points that he would like Dominica to take on. That was quite straightforward. She took it on the chin. Yeah, that was very simple. But when it came to Olivia and Jackson's letter, they were told in the letter that they're very codependent. I know who that was aimed at. That was more aimed at Olivia. She's very codependent. She laughed it off like it was nothing. What do they know about codependency? Oh, she's very codependent. We saw that on the homestay. So I don't know what she's talking about. Trying to laugh it off like it was nothing. Did you see the struggle though? Did you see how quickly Jackson was ready to pack his bags and move into the next apartment? He wasn't wasting time. This was his opportunity. 24 hours on his own. Oh! He couldn't get out of there quick enough. And poor Olivia tried to pretend that she was okay. She was dreading it. She was dreading the thought of Mr. Jackson leaving her for a whole 24 hours. She was virtually climbing the walls. She didn't know what to do with herself. Mr. Jackson found plenty of things to do, such as going to the gym, sitting by himself in his apartment, taking his time, doing his own thing when he wants to do it and how he wants to do it without Miss Olivia in his ear. That was heaven for him. But Miss Olivia, ooh, that girl couldn't sleep. She was climbing the walls. And did you see how much she was getting more angrier and angrier as the hours passed by? You see her sitting on the balcony, screwing her face about how they could do this to her. Make her sit in her thoughts. Give her too much time on her own with her thoughts. She is the devil. And when you saw the producers asked her the question how she was coping, she turned around and said something along the lines of, when Jackson comes back, we're going to have to talk about whether she's going to stay in the experiment. That's how much she was traumatized by those 24 hours. Her words were, Jackson was taken from me. Did you hear that? Did you hear her say that? Jackson was taken from me. She's a psycho. I'm telling you now, she's a psycho. And when Jackson came back, she fell into his arms. And at the next point, she's having a meltdown about Dominica. Dominica never ever leaves her thoughts. I swear this girl's got a chromosome missing. Something's not tapped right up there. And I'm being serious. She's not tapped right. She's one of those itches you wouldn't want to turn your back on. Psycho. And all you ever hear from Jackson are the same words. He told her to take a breath, calm down, like a little child. When she starts to hyperventilate, calm down, take a minute. This is tiring. I hope Jackson wakes up. Please wake up. She's playing you for a fool. And then she's on the sofa in his arms, boo-hoo-hooing. You know what? I can't deal with the false crying and the upset and the tantrums and throwing her toys out the pram. I can't deal with it. Big 28-year-old woman. I can't deal with it. This is a child. She behaves like a stroppy child. I've had enough. I'm done. So this is where I'm going to leave it. If you like what you heard, please like, comment and subscribe. Till next time.